Hold up. Did I actually start streaming already before I was even ready? That would be kind of funny. Let me see. Let me check. Let me make sure. Oh, I did. Come on, bro. Really? Really? All right. Well, anyways, guys, how is it going? I haven't gotten my camera up yet, but was just looking at some footage. Let's see if you can guess what fish that is. I feel it's got to be one of the most recognizable fish ever, honestly. Yeah. Where's my video? Oh, there we are. Oh, it's something, my disembodied face. Why not? Why not? All right. A little bit of interesting start. Okay. Well, I was laying down, about to go to bed. I just saw a comment on my thing. Stop playing, make another video. Hopefully another isopod video. Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst, bro. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Well, anyways. That's besides the point. I was gonna go to bed, but then I was like, I kind of want to actually just talk about fish stuff. And I hadn't really gone over the last meeting I went to. I hadn't gone over the Dan's Fish Talk. I took notes at the Dan's Fish Talk. Dan's Fish did a talk on fish diseases at the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County, and I took notes like I was back in college. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but like I did get a degree at some point, which means I had to like do homework. I know it's hard to imagine me doing homework. I know, but I did at one point do that. And the Dan's Fish thing, like, he started talking, I pulled out my laptop immediately. I don't know what it was. Like, it just activated, like, back, like I was back in school or something. I was like, man, I gotta take notes. So I did want to go over the talk and the notes, but then just general fish talk that I wanted to do. Just, I mean, I've been in a slump the last few days. I just been tired, bro. I feel like I'm still recovering from my burnout when I was just going hard. But I don't know. Probably not gonna be a super long stream, but I just felt like checking in. So, yo, shout out to what's this guy's username? ES Wade 1. East Wade 1. He commented on my isopod video. Said stop playing and make another video. Hopefully another isopod video. Okay. There's nothing I could do to escape the criticism. I deserve it. Like, I have been playing, but I am cooking up. I am working on more videos, not just isopod videos. And actually, what I'm playing right now is footage from the next video. Likely the next video. Why is it going to be the next video? Because I felt like it. So, you know. But I'm going to do a video on peacock gudgeons at some point. The isopod video is just going to take me a little bit longer. Mostly because I have to figure out what the heck I actually want to focus on. There's just so many different directions with the isopod stuff that I could go. And that's always like the back and forth. But, you know, it is what it is. Look, I got to recover from being so behind. But let me get to my jacket buttons art. Bro, I can't even. Hey, I'm just looking while I set up a new shelf. Hey, new shelf. Love to see it. Welcome. I'm trying to get Discord to open, but basically just want to talk some general fish stuff going on. Go over my notes from the talk Dan's Fish did on fish disease and my ACLC Sellers report. I don't think anyone actually cares about the seller report from these club auctions, but I just find them to be kind of funny and interesting to do. Like, you can go and see what everything I sold went for. I just think it's just like a fun thing to do. Like, hey, I'm telling you guys about this auction I went to. Here's what I took. Here's what happened. I wish I could go and see more of like what other people did, just so we could like compare and things like that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I actually got a Google Doc. I told you it was like I was going to class at this dance. I had my laptop out and I typed up all my notes on the talk as it went. And I'm just going to straight up share that on the screen while I read some of them, because it was an interesting talk. And it's kind of funny. Like, you go to these things, like, in real life, and, like, guys, it's real life. Some people are like, did you question him? I'm like, bro, no, I didn't, like, no, bro, this is not the internet. No, but I did, he had Dan, that is, had a generous Q&A section in the talk, and I did ask a few questions, which got answered. So, overall, just got my order of isopod from you. Oh, now I'm nervous. It's live. MRH2081. This is your time to expose me. I hope the order showed up well. Haven't heard anything bad, but shout out to Sean, by the way. I sent your order out today. They're good? Okay, fantastic. Oh, good to hear. I haven't had any problems in a while. Honestly, since I stopped selling on eBay, the orders have not been an issue. They have not been. I'm be honest, people don't believe me, but the level, like, the number of people on eBay that either one were a competitor trolling me, or two were trying to just scam me for a refund, it was becoming way too much. Way too much. But let me know if you have any questions about the isopods you just got. I'm glad that you got them to show up well, and thank you so much for ordering. I'm excited about you saying that because, well, I'll go over that stuff. I'll go over that stuff later. But inmytanks.com, I don't really. I'm gonna be adding some stuff soon, so I'm excited about that. But anyways. Shrimps came out good. The red root floaters were a little dry. Yep, I do ship the red root floaters a little dry. Actually, how they grow, kind of, and I could show you later. A lot of the ones that I sell, they're in layers. So the ones on top do tend to be drier. But you don't want them to rot in the bag, and two, that's actually just kind of how they are. A lot of issues that people have with red root floaters, I'm starting to gather, has to do with humidity in lids. They do really bad in high humidity. And in the past, I've tended to keep my water filled up to where, like, the plants were touching the lid. I actually do that on purpose, like, to kill duckweed. But giving the red roots a little bit of space to breathe really helps. And I wish I could show you guys right now, but I'm in the other room. But I have a breeder box with red root floaters, and the red root floaters have grown out of the breeder box and down the side. But yeah, thanks for letting me know that. Let me know how the red root floaters do going forward. If there's any issues, we'll make it right. But I'm sure they'll be fine. Okay. They will escape. Yeah, no, the red root floaters legit. And I didn't know, but you can grow them like immersed or terrestrially, I guess, in some ways, which I believe because I've now seen them grow, like, and they basically look kind of the same. They're just smaller and greener, at least so far. But see, this is the problem with going lives. Guys always, well, that's the part I like about going lives. Like, please talk to me, son. But I was late in bed. I was like, today sucked. And I actually was like, I kind of feel like going live. Yo, what's up, Bob? Bob says, my red roots, and I just realized I need to get into my I need to put the chat on the screen, so don't let me forget to do that by the time the stream's over. But Bob says, my red roots grow like leads. I do leave an inch gap of airspace and have gaps in my tank lid. Yep. So that I can't say I like know how to make red root floaters work every time, or I'm some kind of guru. I'm starting to see like, okay, it seems like, it seems like they can do better in this condition, that condition, and they've been flowering a lot for me. I haven't got any berries again yet, but not yet. But they've been flowering a lot, so I don't know. They can just tell that it's the season. But right now, I'm making my little widget so we can get chat on the screen. People always tell me, like in the replays, YouTube chat replays are a pain. But okay, so Dan's Fish gave a talk on fish diseases, and just like to give some context, right? So if you're not familiar with Dan's Fish is online retailer, and kind of what their mission is to improve the fish industry, basically. So like that fish are treated better, they're arriving people in a better condition, et cetera, et cetera. So their whole thing is they kind of go all out on holding the fish until they're 100% healthy. They got a veterinarian, on staff. They're doing all this testing, things like that. And for me, a big thing with this was just, okay, let's get an idea for kind of what they have been working on. And I will say, one of my biggest takeaways from this talk is they really have been putting a lot of work. He said the great war between Dan and Beta Cups is upon us. Yeah. Oh man, that would be funny. I think he'll do another talk in my area sometime soon. It would be funny to just ask him, just how do you feel about Beta Cups, and just let him go off. But I don't know why I decided I need to eat a peanut butter cup right now, but I did. Anyways, so 2 big takeaways is, one, they have done a lot of work into like doing some original, I guess you call it primary research, this kind of thing. And 2, one thing that I think Dan does in the talk that isn't done as well online. It's not that he doesn't say these things in his live streams and stuff. He did a good job conveying what they know is like best practices and how much they don't know what the best practices is. You know what I mean? So he did a much better job of like, hey, we're trying this, we're trying this, we're trying this. We can't tell you what is actually XYZ because we don't know, and no one knows. And I think he made a very convincing case of that in the talk. And that was one of the things that stood out to me the most, was just like, damn, like, okay, so they're really like trailblazing a little bit. And all these are just my notes as I wrote them. I did do a little spell checking, and I guess there's no reason I'm just gonna put it in the chat in case I don't go over all of it. But the notes might not make any sense to anyone because this is how I took it. But okay, but he kind of opened up the talk. He's like, okay, the veterinary certification that now exists for like fish stuff is like new. So it's like a big emphasis, like, okay, everything's new, including ourselves. Like no one knows what they're talking about. And then he does the whole, all fish, everything's covered in pathogens, right? So, and he does this distinction, like pathogen organism that causes a disease. You can have a pathogen and still be healthy, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to go through all my notes. I'm just kind of like laying the groundwork. So it's just a good, like, okay, hey, all fish come in with stuff on them and they're sick. So he does a couple of like breakdowns. They did a sample of 561 fish, and he has some percentages of like out of that 561 fish, what they all had. So 20% had roundworms, 70% bacteria, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'd say my one feedback on the talk, I wish that clubs If it were for auctions, I wish the clubs could allow him like 2 hours to talk, because he just had so much to go over. Each of these percentages had their own slide, you know? And I think one thing, maybe a strategy, would just make the audience do more work and combine more things on one slide. But I appreciated that he broke things down in such detail, but it was just like, man, I wish we had more time for the Q&A. I wish he had just had more time to talk, but definitely was hitting that time constraint, because with the auctions, you're going to go for like hours, right? But really interesting. Roundworms, I'm trying to think. What are they treated with in a fish? I'm trying to remember the medicine, even though I wrote it down. Okay, that's what I thought. I like the roundworm one because I really like levamisole, and it's a lot cheaper to use, for me at least, than flubendazole. So I was kind of happy to see that levamisole was 20%. I was like, great. So I need to make that. Anyways, but he does the breakdown, and then he kind of talks a lot about how, you know, they all have these pathogens, but they don't really become sick until the stresses of travel, the stresses of being in a new spot, etc., 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 all come into play. You go into roundworms, and he kind of breaks down the different kinds. And I'm not trying to bite his talk, so that's another reason I don't want to go over every single thing, but I did take notes. But one thing that kind of was interesting, you guys know MD fish tanks? I hate this guy, I'm gonna be honest. And one thing I hate about this guy is I think he promotes all the bad things about the hobby. And one example came to me recently that really was just, it just drove me crazy. And it's related to this because this is a talk on diseases, right? So he makes this video, and it's called I Got Worms. Yo, what's up, Steve? How's it going? Steve, I can't believe you didn't go to Dan's talk, but you're going to go on the fish room tour. It's crazy. But this is related, just... So he's talking about how he's got worms, right? Now, which worms does he have? Can anyone guess? I'll give you a hint. They're in the 20%. They're a roundworm. Okay. Trying to find. So it's hard to tell through here.
There it is. Can you see it? Very. Just slightly red, just in front.
But he's got camelus worms. He needs his non-existent medical degree revoked. Which one? Okay, so he does this video, I Got Worms. And I bring this up in relation to the Dan's Fish Talk because later Dan talks about what he would treat each worm with. And the thing about these worms is they're live-bearing worms. So like a lot of the issues with some of the other worms is they're hard to kill because you kill the adults, but then the eggs stick around. They're resistant to the medication. The camellinus worms, they're actually like super easy to treat, in my opinion. And like levamisole works super well. They don't got an egg stage, whatever. Like you can treat them. And if we're even talking about cost, like obviously someone like MD Fish Tanks, that's not going to be an issue. So he finds out he's got these worms, and like instead of acting like a normal person and teaching everyone how to deal with it like responsibly and without panicking and perpetuating the institutionalized stress that exists in this hobby, he completely deconstructs like 4 tanks. Like I'm not like, it's the most unhinged thing I've ever seen. I'm trying to, and look at this title, Saving My Fish from Killer Parasites. Like, bro, you have just treat, it's camelus worms. And instead of just treating them like he could easily, he breaks down like 3 other tanks so he can move all the fish in this tank to them, then moves all the fish that were in those tanks, and then breaks down this tank entirely. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've seen in my entire life. Like, he's purely doing this so that he has content. There's no other reason. MD doesn't believe in medications. The irony, bro. Right? But that's it. MD Fish Takes. This is one of the most treatable parasites. Like, I know if you look it up, you'll see people, oh my god, it's so hard. Like, I'm not saying it's not difficult to treat them in some cases, but this is a guy that has all the resources, all the knowledge, all the tools in the world at his disposal.
Not really big into committing to things.
And the only reason that he chooses to react this way is one reason: content. I'm pretty sure this guy just needs an excuse to break down and set up a new tank to keep his channel going, because that seems to be the only thing he really does. But the reason I have a huge issue with this is because it's just like teaching people to panic. Like, oh no, I got these worms, I gotta demolish my one tank. You know, maybe people don't have infinite money to set up new tanks and, like, 20 other tanks to move all their fish to. And like, this is way worse for the fish's health. You just took them. I mean, I know they got worms, but like, bro, these fish look fine. You know what I mean? Like, he could save them. They're not active. You know what I, like? They're in a nice, peaceful, and beautiful tank over there, and he's just like, damn it, I gotta make another video. You got these worms. Instead of treating you, I'm gonna move you all to these random tanks that I just demolished and emptied out, and I'm gonna totally destroy your tank, leave you in this empty one for a while, then move you back to a new one. It's just so stupid, bro. It's so stupid. Anyways, but yeah, it came to my mind because, like, in Dan's talk, he talks about how, like, they're kind of easier. Let's see. I do quotations. When I do the quotations, that means I wrote as close as possibly to what he said in real time. But yeah, he said they attach to the cell wall and do feed on blood and other things, so they're actively sucking blood out of fish. They're a live bearer and easier to kill because there's no egg stage, but they are actually eating fish tissue. All right. Anyways, so like I said, you should go see Dan do this talk. My notes couldn't even come close to 5% of the information that you said, but just my key takeaways is: one, really excellent talk. I wish that clubs would give him, like, longer. He needs longer than an hour as the talk exists now to do it justice. And like, sometimes you have a speaker where the topic is like niche enough where no one really can come up with questions, but when it comes to fish diseases, that's something like almost everyone can come up with a question for. So you can expect that Q&A section itself easily to be 30 minutes. So wherever he talks next, I think they should give him longer than an hour, and I think they should definitely plan with the thing in mind that the Q&A, for people attending to get the most benefit out of it, they should let that be as long as they can, because they had to cut the questions off to make way for the auction, because they knew that the auction was going to take forever. So let's see, what questions did I ask Dan? Let me see if I wrote. Okay, so someone asked the question. They said, is it better to preemptively treat for bacteria or wait for symptoms? And Dan said that he, like, big up Corey. He's like, love Corey, he's a genius, blah blah. And actually earlier in the talk, he does kind of say that the med trio is something that, he spent a lot of time and money into basically scientifically proving parts of it being a great plan. But he says that he does not agree with the med trio as far as preemptively treating bacteria. He thinks there's an irresponsible use of antibiotics. There's that controversy kind of with humans too. It's like we're creating these antibiotic resistant strains of all this different stuff and things. So kind of takes that stance a little bit as far as it goes with the fish. And also another problem is, one of the things that Corey does say is, like, put one dose of everything in there and let it sit. And he basically said, when you do antibiotics, when you take them, you got to take them every day to fully kill the thing. So if you are going to do the med trio, don't just do one dose of the antibiotics, like, do it all the way full out. That's one thing that he said. It's crazy. He talked about them testing for certain diseases and stuff, and I forget what he said, and this is, like, take it with a grain of salt because it's just from memory, but he was saying this one thing, like, if you get a positive test for it, like, the government comes and you have to sterilize every single tank in your warehouse. I was like, this shit gets serious when when you're bringing in this many fish. Crazy. Okay, what else? What are the highlights? Okay, okay. One thing that he emphasized too is like basically impossible to look at a fish and know what's wrong with it. Like you think that you know what's wrong with it by looking at it, but it's impossible. So he used an example that there are 20 organisms that present with white spots that look like ick, and they also apparently ick can kill your fish and never make the white spots. So it could actually be ick and you not know it. It can collect in the gills and not show the white spots. So anyways, thought that was super interesting. He did go over one prophylactic treatment, which is basically, okay, do you want to treat your fish preemptively? And this is kind of what he said using the percentages from before. So it's like, okay, 22% of all the stuff we found in the fish are these things. We can treat that with ick. 28% were flukes and flatworms, so Metro and Prezi Pro. And then flukes, capillary, camelus, he suggests flubendazole, and they don't seem to be too familiar with levamisole. I think he said it seems to be more lethal in their water, and they do have harder water, and some minerals and stuff do react to different medications. So that's one thing that I totally forgot before this talk, is that the water you have significantly affects how well a medication works. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're looking at like recommendations from people, what medications to use. Keep what your own water parameters are, because it could be you just have the ones that increase the lethality of something. I think he said that they are able to use like half doses of certain medications. Like I think it was ick that he said they use a half dose of, because of how the water is. Yeah, see, so when he said that ick doesn't make the white spots, and I have the quotations here, but I'm not going to read exactly what he said because you can go see his talk. But I asked the question, this is actually me. I said, can you visually see when ick coats the gills? And he said, no, you cannot without a microscope. And in his water, the normal dose of ick apparently kills fish. They use a half dose, and they haven't had their problems since then. And they haven't had the problem in other water, but in their own water. Yeah, they do have 8.4, I think. They do have super hard water. Yo, what's up, Branton? I'm just going over my notes from the Dan's Fish talk and hating on MD fish tanks. Let's see, did I ask any other questions? I asked more than one question, but I don't know if I wrote it down. Oh, I don't think I wrote down his answer. I basically asked him like if they tested a lot with invertebrates and if they carried parasites and whether or not they could treat them as well. They hadn't apparently done well, I didn't see his talk tonight. That's a good point. Did Dan not go live tonight? Yeah, MD Fish Tank sucks. Basically, in Dan's Fish Talk, he goes over why camelinus worms are like easier to treat and et cetera, et cetera. And then you go to MD Fish Tanks where he has them, and instead of treating them like a normal person with all the resources that he has, he like demolishes 5 tanks to rebuild them for content. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. But anyways, basically they've confirmed, like, I think it was flukes is something they confirmed as like in snails and stuff. I forget if there's other parasites, but that's not something they've tested extensively with yet from what I asked. But anyways, so yeah, great talk. I feel like, you know, Dan's Fish, my impression from the talk is I hope one day soon I'll have enough money to order fish from him. Like, it did make me want to buy fish from him more. So I'll say that the talk did that. I felt very impressed with how much I need to buy these one day. These red-headed tapajos. I hate John, man. He's got me into Earth Eaters. I got no tanks big enough for these guys, but god damn, I love that fish. It looks so cool. You and me both. Yeah, the snail leeches are a thing. I think snail leeches, someone in Putu Bird is like about to start selling snail leeches, and they say that it doesn't bother anything besides the snails. So I don't know. But it was a good talk just because, if you're struggling with fish diseases and stuff, it gave you good information. And again, I wish the Q&A was longer. I think people could have benefited a lot by having a longer talk with a longer Q&A section. But I think one of the biggest things it did for me, besides reinforcing stuff, and you have to remember I am a newer fish keeper than a lot of people that are there, is, not only does it give you like good information, reinforce things show you new perspectives and etc., but it also does remind you that, like, if you're struggling with treating a disease, it might not be your fault, because we're sitting here, this guy brings thousands of fish, and he's like showing us the numbers of, hey, this thing killed the fish, we had to send it in, and it's a pathogen that is unidentifiable. Like, they just don't know what it is, so or if you're treating for ick and it's not going away, well, there's 20 other things that present that and look like ick but can't be treated the same as ick, right? So no, I'm not saying that, like, if you're struggling with a disease that maybe you have no responsibility at all. That is the case. I'm not saying, hey, just throw your hands up or whatever, but it was refreshing to be like, okay, like, some amount of struggle is not abnormal, and it doesn't necessarily mean, at least, that I'm completely incompetent, right? So I don't know, it was good, and it just gave me a new way to think about things. I haven't had too many issues, except for like specific fish recently. And usually that's because of like some kind of event, like, a tank mate gone wrong, the fish were stressed out when they got here, kind of thing, and then got everything else in the tank sick, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, the red pencil fish are really nice. And also these ones have been coming down in price. Like, to me, these are nicer than I like the ones with the black stripes better, honestly. I really do. If I had a lot of money, what would I order from Dan's Fish? I would order the Corridors Equus just to see what the hype is about. An $80 quarry is just something that I would have to be in like 5 different. I would have to have so much money I don't pay taxes in order to order these and tell if it's worth it. Because, like, from the photo and the video, I just want to be able to do it. But I got my hands up to play. Oh, got my hands up to play my song. I know it's gonna be okay. Not in my head like. That's where you sing it. Shaking my hips like. Yeah, you know the words. Speaking of Dan's Fish and having a lot of money, he's clearing a lot of tank space. There's a bunch of things that have gone on sale. If I had a lot of money, I'd buy these immediately. Look at this. It used to be $400. $50. That's a discount. I'll be honest, the normal clouded ones, in some ways, if I had them side by side, maybe they look cooler to me, but there's something about a pure white fish that you just can't resist wanting to buy at the same time. It's like, in some ways I like this other thing, but it's platinum. Poochie said, whoops, not terribly late. No, you just missed everything. That's all. Oh, I forgot. I'm playing footage for, I'm working on my peacock gudgeon video. Okay. And now I'm seeing what I would buy from Dan's Fish if I had $1 million. Well, there's only one red-headed Tapajos, but that's a cool one. The pencil fish I could see myself doing if they told me they had females. I'd do it. But yeah, there's some sales on like these live bearers I'm noticing, and we'll go over this the auction sellers report. But man, a lot of live bearers were going for nothing. I forget the one that did go for a lot. Chad brought it. We were trying to see who was gonna have the highest auction thing between the two of us, I had one item go for 50, and his live bearer pair went for 55. So he got me. Is there a monkey fish? A monkey fish? I don't see one yet. Man, the pencil fish are so good though. Hey, if you want electric blue Akara, I personally know someone who I believe just sold all these to Dan, and they're a great fish keeper. So, if you want a bunch of electric blue Akaras, pretty fish, I haven't kept it. I've been thinking about getting some for breeder award points. I happen to know first second hand. These are a good batch. Oh my gosh. Oh, dwarf chain loaches. You know what's crazy is like with the dwarf chain loaches, Dan's Fish actually has like a good price on them. These things are so expensive, right? I didn't realize, like, damn, you could buy them on Amazon. What the hell? $68.99. They didn't want to make the price $69, so they made it $68.99. Really? 4. Okay, 69 divided by 4. $17. Okay, Dan's cheaper. That's what I'm talking about. Go Dan. Go Dan. Go Dan. Technically, it's not illegal. It's not legal to buy on Amazon. Tell that to everyone on Facebook, bro. I swear to God, they're all buying their shrimp off of Amazon. Or to sell, that's got to be cap, bro. Because they're selling so many, bro. Look at this. 1,000 reviews. 700 bought in the past month. $37 for 20 mixed color Neocaridina shrimp. This is just flipped straight from whatever country they're shipping them from. Let's see. Does it have a country of origin? Because that'd actually be hilarious. Okay, it says you Shrimp Up Aquatics. See, I've been trying to tell people, you got to go on the Facebook and look in the comments. You'll find, like, we all think we know who all, like, the people that sell these. You'll find things companies you've never heard of before on Facebook. Like, they're buying shrimp from, I don't even know, like, what is this? It's just basically like drop shipping for shrimp. It's crazy. People will sell things they aren't supposed to. Look at the category, plants. was it really plants? What's okay? Because the category for the Neos were plants on there. Hey, I did get the chat on the screen. Let's go. W tanks. Okay, this one's 1,000, and it's in fish and aquatic pets, aquarium and fish bowls, and aquariums. Now let's see, what are these shrimp from Amazon looking like here? Cause every boat has an E-curve on deck, an emergency position indicating what the hell? Arrive fast and alive.
Happy with my shrimp so far. It's hard to see because they are tiny, but
it's interesting seeing. It's interesting to see the tanks that these things are going into.
They were all alive. They were well packaged. They came.
Okay, hold up. Yo, why everyone's got them with the beta fish? See, all you people with beta fish, just throw the shrimp in. The people on Amazon are. Whoa.
We ordered shrimp.
Sorry. I love the chaos in the background. And just, I ordered shrimp.
We ordered shrimp.
Talk about it.
We ordered 20.
Okay.
And one of them came pregnant. And
yeah.
Tiny shrimp. Just swimming everywhere in there.
That sounds like a... honestly, the shrimp look fine. Maybe we need to do an Amazon group order at this point. Okay, these might be some real plants in here. Perhaps their descendants lived on. All them shrimp are dead now.
It's got eggs.
Eggs. Okay, guys. You want shrimp that come in buried? Order off of Amazon. These breeders, they only want to send you shrimp that don't have eggs. They keep them for themselves. The Amazon shrimp, they're not stingy with the pregnant shrimp. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Shrimp! I don't see a single damn shrimp, but the beat is dropping. I ordered shrimp off Amazon when I first got back into the hobby. Can you confirm that they're the best? Because honestly, this is looking promising. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, some of the oranges were really oranging. Okay, let's see what is the what's do we have photos? Let's see the reviews with images. After I got them, I discovered they had Scutellaria, Japonica, and Verticilla as well as some kind of bacterial disease. Anyways, 4 stars. That's so funny. They treated them with hydrogen peroxide. My go-to for purchasing shrimp. I just like seeing the tanks that people have. That's always what I find to be the most interesting. Great quality shrimp. We got the shrimp. I mean, the shrimp do look fine. It really is got that Skittle appeal to them. So, yeah, look at this. You got the shrimp assassin snails. You got 3 assassin snails right there. You know that there's more. Again, first getting back into it, so I ordered a Skittle mix. They were really colorful. Did you separate them out? Because honestly, the colors on some of them, they do look like great to me. I mean, they got so many even of the high quality shrimp these days. Their issue is just selling them. Oh, that's a cool shrimp. Look at that. Oh, maybe it's dead. Okay. Too much positivity. What is the 1 star? I can't sort by star unless I'm logged in. Come on, bro. How do I sort by most critical? See more reviews. That's what I'm trying. Wow. Okay. Amazon's trying to cover their ass right now. I'll find out if my shrimp are safe for the pistos. What a pistos you got? 186. As a matter of fact, 186. You said something earlier. Did I respond to that? Yeah, you did red pencil fish. Okay, my bad. Anyways, I think that's all from freaking what I was gonna say there. Let me find my seller's report from this auction real quick. Okay. So after the dance fish talk, Orange Flash could be. It's not the biggest, right? Pacatoides. Wait. What else should we see? Amazon. Buy fish on Amazon. Like, what else can we buy on Amazon before I... There's definitely a lot of shrimp. We got guppies. CPDs. Oh, hell no. Yeah, this is bad. When something on Amazon has when it's below 3.5, you know it's bad. 114 rate. Oh, hell no. My shrimp bully, my beta. What the? Yeah, I feel like you can keep shrimp with beta fish. Like, again, it seems to depend a lot by the beta fish, but there's clearly a lot of people doing it, so it's got to be doable. My shrimp are safe for my Borelli. They're bringing so much there, I have some to pull out. Branton, that's because your shrimp tastes like crap. Got him. Man, look at these stock photos. Safest travel for healthiest arrivals at Swimming Creatures. I love the copy and paste like product brands, like their names at Swimming Creatures. Let's see what they gotta have a website. swimmingcreaturesinc.com. I bet it was incorporated last year. Let's see. I was close. 2023 Swimming Creatures. A USPTO trademarked. Okay, I'm not gonna do this, bro. I'm gonna go down the trademark and then I'm not gonna go through the whole chain because I could figure out who owns this and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna get that distracted this time. I just want to look at what this Visit our... Oh, they got a storefront, though, actually, in California. Okay. So they're over here selling shrimp. I mean, these are like price numbers that you just never see. Like they're ending like 75, 39, like 72.50. Like, who's doing this? Excluding sales tax. Paying 4 interest-free payments 18. See, that's what I need. More pay later. Pay buy now, pay later for fish. That's what I need. I'm gonna breed them. I'm gonna get my money back. It's fine. I just put 2 pea puffers in with shrimp. We'll see. I've been able to keep pea puffers with shrimp. I could see it being worse if it was a really enclosed space, but and all the 10 gallons and up I've had them with, it's not been. The only time that it's kind of seemed like, the shrimp don't seem to be wanting to be, the smaller shrimp at least, was in this square tank that I was trying to spawn them. But yeah, the CPDs, the reviews, I can't imagine these are good CPDs. There's no way. I say that the first video, they look great. Now, I think to see bad reviews, we have to actually sign in, is what I'm starting to notice. Wait, okay, here we go. April 13, 2025. Title, Bad Fish. Post that in the Discord, and I'll check it out. Okay. I'm gonna post it in my tanks Discord. Stream links. Links to stuff I'm looking at live on stream. There we go. Guys, I did make it in my tanks Discord. Just for things like this. Just so like that, because I don't want in our tanks, which is I'll call it a fish keepers guild that I'm a part of. I don't want it to be sullied by my YouTube shenanigans and drama. But okay. Yeah, it won't let me it's not letting me sort. That's the problem. Because I do see more reviews to get to the sorting thing. It wants me to log in. I can't do that because I'm incognito. Way undersized. Definitely not young adults. I hate when people complain about for me, the younger the fish is, within reason, I don't want a spec, but that just gives me a better chance to have a longer time with it. It's been through less trauma. Mortality is much higher with fish this young. I'd have to see how young it is. That seems not true, though. But wait, I've done aquariums for 50 years, and this is the first time anyone has sold me such young fish. You've been aquariums for 50 years, and you're complaining about fish you bought off Amazon. You clearly have learned nothing in 50 years. I would not have taken them over. Okay, this person just wants to complain. I mean, I'm sure they receive bad fish, but you're just dumb. This is your fault. Waste of time. Do not buy. Okay. Enhance. Yep, those are dead. Yo, why are you putting them on the spoon? Oh, that's not even a plastic spoon. The dead fish with the... Ew. Waste of time and money, parentheses, all caps. Do not buy, close parentheses, 3 exclamation points. I ordered 6 fish with them. Once the fish arrived, I realized I had 1 fish that was already inside the bag. Then after acclimation and put the fish inside a spare tank to watch how they're doing, they started to die one by one. Now I have 2, and the seller has not answered or given any help. I highly recommend do not buy. That's kind of confusing. 2 out of 7 still alive after 1 week. They are very small. So, okay, they're saying they're small. I feel like these people don't know how big CPDs are. Because, this looks like it doesn't look like a small CPD to me. I'm not saying it's fully grown, but, this photo, and I've experienced that with the isopods, too. People just have a terrible idea of what sizes are. CPDs are a small fish. Some of these people, they're saying they're small, but the photos, it doesn't really look that crazy small. Yeah, I don't know, man. buying fish off of Amazon. This is tricky business. Now, Steve, you like crayfish. Let's see. Live crayfish. Okay, we can get 5 live CPO Mexican orange dwarf crayfish. Breeder group, 2 males, 3 females. The brand is generic. People are just dumb as fuck. Point blank. I agree, Steve. I agree. I include myself. Okay, so 5 crayfish for $65. And free delivery. I don't know anything about crayfish prices, so I don't know. Decorative rocks. Bro. Not enough people have bought. So far, even came with some food. Look at that. I mean, look, this is actually, I'm not even joking. This, I would buy. I mean, I don't know about the prices, but look, I challenge you to find people shipping dwarf crayfish with this much effort. They're individually bagged and labeled by hand, male and female. That's pretty good. I've rarely gotten anything of any kind where they actually labeled male and female, even when it was a pair. Much less individually bagged 5 small invertebrates. Although that might be something probably more common with crayfish in general, but my point is that this actually doesn't look that bad. And the bags aren't like super small or anything either. Steve says CPO crayfish are 10 to 15 bucks each. Okay. So this is actually not, 5. And they're sexed for you too, which I think adds a decent amount of value, and they look fairly orange. So I would say that's good. So Aquatic Arts labels that way. I haven't ordered crayfish from them. I've ordered other stuff from them. So I haven't ordered anything that was supposed to be sexed from them. I marked my bags male and female. Does that make me cool? It does. My CPDs arrived small, less than 1 inch. This is ridiculous. Why would the seller send these out? That's insane. Bro, I've gotten that before. Not only do I feel like do a good job putting like size expectations, although I need to make sure that I've updated that, but someone was trying to say I try to take deceptive pictures of the isopods and make them bigger. I was like, bro, the picture literally has 3 shrimp standing directly next to the isopod. I intentionally used photos of them next to other things that you could tell the size of. My blue dragons from them came separately and marked, says Mr. H. Oh, nice. Speaking of which, so I want to make a tank for crabs. I want to order crabs. And if Aquatic Arts still has theirs in stock, I'm probably going to order just because of price and also because Aquatic Arts is always has stock. Sorry, I meant Aquahana. If they're still in stock of the crab that I wanted. Okay. They are. I might get these vampire crabs. I just don't have the money for the fancy crayfish yet. But I'm going to use the money that I got from... Well, I'll get into that. I'll get into that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to find the dragon. Okay, then it sounds like... Because the only things that I bought sexed are fish pairs. Sometimes people do label them, but not always. Not always. These are pretty cool, though. I do want to get into this next realm of invertebrates. I just don't have the place to put them yet. I'm lucky enough to be Allentown to do local pickup from them. Nice. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Aquatic Arts, similar to Dan's Fish, I one day hope to have enough money to order some of these. Another thing is that a lot of these really cool crayfish just get, if they were smaller at their max size, I could find a place for them, but I got nowhere to put a 5-inch crate. I don't even have 5-inch fish right now. Well, I don't think I have a 5-inch fish right now. The rainbow cichlid is getting kind of big. He's getting kind of big. I don't think 5 inches though. All right. Shit. What else? What else should we look for on Amazon real quick? Just out of curiosity. Arowana. Live arowana. You can get a flower horn. Where's the arowana? What the heck? This is a ripoff. What about live Oscar? Yeah, let's go. Red tiger Oscar juveniles, aquarium exotic freshwater live fish, highly intelligent and interactive. Grows to a substantial but manageable size. Like many cichlids, this species is sometimes known to rearrange its decor to its liking, so it's necessary to avoid avalanches of decorative stones and driftwood. Wow. There's no reviews, but you could be the first. You get flower horns. Man, this is a whole new world. Title of this review is horrible. Explanation: came dead. Well, okay. Amazon fish. Thanks, Jeff. All right, let me get my freaking sellers report. So this is my sellers report for the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. And I signed up with the wrong email. So my split was actually, I bought a membership ahead of time. Should do a donation stream to buy off Amazon. Well, technically, every stream's a donation stream, but no. That's fine. We'll do an Amazon buy one day, but a dazzling place I never knew. That's Amazon. So I bought a membership since Dan was talking at the Aquarium Club Lancaster County. I bought a membership. I think it was $20. And one, support the club. Two, if you're entering stuff into these auctions, usually if you're not a member, the split is like abhorrent. So I think for this it was 50-50. Like, unless you just want to donate more money to the club, which some people totally legitimate. I think 30% is more than enough. So I bought a membership, so my split was 70-30. Definitely paid for itself. So how many lots did I bring? Manageable. I see it says manageable size to the Oscars. I mean, hey, it's not an arowana. So I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So around 20. I brought around 20 lots. It actually, I felt bad. I didn't bring a lot of fish like I wanted to. And I don't know. But I was just I felt like, okay, there's no reason I need to bring a ton of stuff. I can take it easy on myself. So I didn't bring a bunch. But I wish I had brought more fish, the peacock gudgeons or something like that. Speaking of which, I gotta reset my stock footage. Anyways, it was kind of interesting to see the strawberry betta. They did much better this time around compared to before at PVAS. PVAS, I think they did $22, and I got $40 from them this time. So that's definitely a little bit better. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my spacing here. All right. I put an Elisoma gilberti trio in there. I was doing a pair. I was gonna do 2 pairs, but then I don't know. I was just. How many of what do I have? Oh, the strawberry bettas. I got bettas, man. I got bettas. I still got some. No worries. But anyways, really cool. I think 5 for $40 is a steal. They are juveniles, but they're growing pretty fast, and it's a nice fish. F1, by the way. It's kind of crazy when you have a fish that was like caught in the wild and starts breeding, and you're just like, damn, like you got straight to it. So some kid, where's the strawberry betta from? Let me double check. I think I know, but I don't want to say it. Betta, where are they from? Interesting. The Sabuku River drainage in Borneo. Is that like the same place as where the loaches are from? Because that would be kind of crazy. Hill stream loaches in Borneo. Can I make a... There's no way that... Okay. That's kind of crazy. So hill stream loaches, some of them are from Borneo. And these bettas are from Borneo. I didn't put that together. So could I do like a region type tank with hill stream loaches and wild bettas? Bro, in my mind is like... It's exploding right now. It's exploding. Well, anyways. Strawberry betta. They've been doing good for me. I'm breeding them. I actually need to set up a 20 long for them because I need more space. And I've been giving the males a break, but the break's about to be over, buddy. It's about to be over. So, yeah. But anyways, as far as auction prices go, $40 for 5 juveniles of them. I can't be mad at that. The Elisoma Gilberti trio. So it was going to be a pair. I was going to do 2 pairs, but like, again, I was running out of time, and I was like, well, I'm really confident with sexing them even at smaller sizes, but every now and then I doubt myself just because I know that, yeah, what's up, Temperate? How's it going? Temperate says just getting home from work. Hi, all. But, yeah, I'm pretty confident in sexing them, but the Elisoma, they tend to go for more in the auctions than other fish, so I feel a lot more, like, pressure when it comes to sexing them correctly. Like, because at PVAS, I had a pair go for $100. It's ridiculous. Now, $50 is how much I would sell them for a pair by themselves. So I thought that a trio went for 50. I thought that was, I can't complain about that. That was fine. Magenta Mystery Snail went for $1. Man, there was some Mystery Snail inflation happening. Multiple lots of like 10 orange mystery snails, 10 ivory mystery snails. It was like someone was just unloading all their mystery snails. Yo, what's up, couple of fish? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, with the member spam. Representing the chat, appreciate you. Okay, so I told on the stream a bit ago about there is someone up in that area that's been selling isopods. I think they entered them in here as a Sellers aquaticus. I don't know if it's a different one than they were last selling them as. I actually didn't even take a look at them, I'm gonna be honest. I probably should have, so I could say, yeah, I looked at them and they weren't a Sellers aquaticus, but let's be real. But anyways, I saw that there was someone else putting 2 lots of aquatic isopods, so I put 4 lots in. Just, you know, I love aquatic isopods, bro. Let's bring the party. And guess what? They all still went for good prices. So I love to tell you guys, and that's why I said, like, I'm always welcoming more people to be breeding and selling aquatic isopods because, bro, there is so much demand for them. Think of how many businesses revolve around just selling shrimp. Now think of how few people sell aquatic isopods. So, like, there is so much demand for them that the few people selling them could never meet all of that. So more people breeding and selling aquatic isopods is needed. Yo, what's up, Jesse? Howdy. Acellus arogacus. Yo, Acellus arogacus is yo. I gotta make this like an emote or so. Acellus arogacus is hilarious. It's hilarious. But yeah, so someone put in 2 bags of aquatic isopods, so I put in 4. Bro, if I'm going to the auction, I have to have the most bags of aquatic isopods. Otherwise, what the hell am I? That's basically the only thing I've made a video on. Yeah, but when you have royal blue, orange-eyed isopods, then you have something. I don't know, bro. There are some colored isopods. People do seem to be going for them. I would have to talk to the people selling them. Hey, do you feel like these colored ones are like going? Yeah, it's colored crazy, but going crazy like more than the normal ones. Honestly, people are so new to them. They're just trying to try the most affordable one right now. Is kind of my feeling. So I'm not too worried about. I'm more concerned about species. Should I leak to you guys footage of some of this other species I'm working on? Should I do that? I don't know. ISO shrimp. So I did bring, just because I have a Sacedota. I'm saying that because of you, Poodoo Board. I'm gonna say it like Sacedota. Sacedota communists. I brought a bag of these. They're babies. They're small, but they're my first babies I got of them. And I brought it because they're species native to Pennsylvania, and I knew that their parents were collected actually in Pennsylvania. So I'm at the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County auction. I'm gonna bring the freaking isopods native to that area, right? So that's what I did. So we got this bag of, I think all the bags of isopods. He brought the other people. I think it was Dylan. I think of his name. I'm not sure. I didn't confirm who brought them, but I think their bags still went for good numbers, like above 20. So that's why I was saying, like, even though I was like, oh, someone else put them in, let me put in more. I had no doubt that they'd still all go for a lot because people want the isopods, and the auctioneers are always surprised. They never know what the isopods are, and like we're sitting there. It's like been low bid. People are like so bored. Then it says aquatic isopods. All the bid cards go up, and I looked. Chad looked at me, and I was just like, "See, man, see, come on, put some respect on the Isopod Agenda's name, bro. The people know what's up, even if the auctioneers are clueless." What size tank do you breed yours in? So I breed my isopods in a bunch of different size tanks, but I think right now what I'm gonna do for new species is start them in 2.5 gallon tanks, because it's a nice size where I can keep track of what's going on, and it's more than enough space for a couple hundred in there. I think a 10 gallon is like my first few months of so my first 1 to 3 months, all my isopod were bred in like little egg trays. After that, it was 1 10-gallon I was fulfilling all my orders out of. And now, because I've been getting into so much fish stuff, the isopod stuff is scattered. I got like some isopods here, some isopods there. I'm trying to bring it back together and make a uniform, easy to catch them out of thing. And that's been a process, but I finally again have tanks, because the OG tank, actually, I over collected from it. Then I started using it as a fry tank. I left some fry in there that got too big, so they're eating some babies. That slowed down. Then the blue shrimp population, which I think I remembered were originally blue velvets, so I could just say that, not that I care. But anyways, they went crazy, and so like I haven't been collecting out of that tank, even though it's the easiest one to get them out of, because I'm trying to let it rebound. But to answer your question, I think 2.5 is a good baseline size for breeding them. If you're trying to get like a lot, you can get a lot. Like, if you're trying to do them as a live culture, I think 2.5 would be more than enough. Put a piece of one thing. Actually, stay on topic. Challenge is like impossible, bro. You guys, Conrad's Fish, now Aquapots LLC, the person I always recommend. He has a couple different species. I'm waiting for him to make his website, man, because you guys asking me about colors. I'm gonna put his eBay in the chat. But he's got, the thing about him is, if you looked up like I did trying to buy aquatic isopods before there's a bunch of people to buy them from, you would see these Reddit posts from 5 years ago. This guy that had black isopods, that was this dude. So as far as I know, he has been breeding aquatic isopods and selling them, at least in any kind of public basis, for the longest. And he was gone. Now he's back. Sometimes he puts the black ones up, but he's got these calico ones that are pretty cool. I just think that it's pretty crazy. And Conrad's a good guy. Every now and then I'll ask him a question like, hey, what do you think of this isopod thing? Or I'd be like, hey, this person came across this. So that's why I always, not only does he have the best pricing, in my opinion, and it's a different isopod species, so you can do that kind of like, oh, let me catch them all. He is getting some colors in. But I brought it up because you were talking about breeding them. And 2020. You bought some from him on Reddit in 2020. A couple fish. That's crazy, bro. See, when he came back, it was like seeing like Jesus rise again. I was like, that's why I always tell Putu Bird, I call him Isopod Jesus, because he like was gone and then came back to save us. But I brought it up for Mr. MH was the username. Yeah, Mr. H2081, because you say you're trying to get a bunch of them for any reason. The best method to like collect them, I think, is what Conrad does here. Bro, is it gonna make me log in? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me log in, because he does a video where he shows like, and basically it's throwing like a piece of broccoli, and then you're able to just collect them off that piece of broccoli. Because as you can see in that photo, they all kind of, I haven't logged into anything on my PC in months, so I can't. I've got to do two-factor authentication, but you can just see from the thumbnail, like, this is how would be best. Now, sometimes I forget to do this, and I have to catch them from all over the place because I didn't get the broccoli in at the beginning of the day to fulfill orders, and that's on me. But if you're trying to collect them for any reason, this is a pretty reliable method. Is that how you collect wild specimens? No. So, for one, I don't think it's healthy or possible to collect them all. I tried, yeah. How many different vendors have you got isopods from? And do you, hey, Couple Fish, do you still have, are you still keeping the original pods? Okay, Branton said, Nick, can you show me some pods? Yeah. I'm totally capable of doing that. Nick he can bring me some and I can ship them to you. Okay. Look at that, we have options. And then Branton said Nick. Okay, I saw, bro. I was catching up. Give me a second. I'm trying to collect myself. Is that how you collect wild specimens? No. And I'm like trying to be pretty anti collecting, as far as I don't want to encourage it. I do not collect isopods regularly at all. So there's a couple new species I wanted to acquire. I did collect some in the last few months. And how I do is I'll go to a spot, I'll find some and I'll take a small amount from one area, then I bring them back and I breed them, etc., etc. So that's why I won't have any new species for a few months, because I'm trying to, breed them, and I keep them contained. I will do some form of like Prozzy Pro or some kind of like dewormer. Actually, with the one species I'm working on, I collected them and then I used forceps to take them one by one out of the water into the new tank, like just trying to limit the amount of contamination. But honestly, like from where I found those ones and just where I find them in general, there actually isn't that many like crazy nasty things in the water. But yeah, some people, like, I would be pretty upset if someone was just taking wild isopods and just straight up selling them immediately. Like, I don't support that at all. I think if you take a small amount of them, don't take any wood or rocks from the area, because those are like very important habitats. Jesse said no, you don't. Get a second. You just take the isopods themselves, a couple, you go back and breed them. I'm cool with that. And I'm even more against taking wood and stuff from these areas. Now, this one isopod, like, I got a piece of wood and there was like legit 100 isopods on that piece of wood. Like, and it was a small piece of wood. So it may seem like insignificant, but so many things in that environment like host a lot of life. I would love to keep natives in my pond. Yeah, well, luckily all the isopods on the market right now, from what I can tell, are native North American aquatic isopods. So now you might be saying native to your state specifically, which still a lot of species like Cecidota communis is like all over the damn place. And that's when I feel pretty confident in my idea of my next 2 species I put out. Like, I'm gonna have the species identified properly. And I don't think most people really care about that, but I'm trying to do that for people. Like, a couple of fish are like, you'd be surprised how many people are like, I wanted to keep a tank. And when we think of biotopes, we think of some like Lake Tanganyika, but there are people that are like, yeah, I want to keep a tank that is a creek from this 50-mile radius in West Virginia. So they're like going through their acceptable species list. So the next species that I'm gonna do are Cecidota communis, which this actually looks pretty. This looks almost. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They're like an invasive species in the UK, so it's kind of funny because we're naming everything Acellus aquaticus. This was from there. Cecidota communis, and then the other one that I'm gonna have next, hopefully this summer. And this is like, I want this to be my original contribution to the aquatic isopod hobby, basically, because this is a species I've been looking at for a while. But it's Lursius brachyurus, and I actually think I posted a clip of it on Reddit, and kind of outing myself, but I post a lot of stuff on my Reddit that like I don't post anywhere else. It's like my journal. But okay, yeah, here's some footage. Poodoo Bird said it's okay, we care. Thank you. So this is the Lursius brachyurus that I got, and you can see the 2 little babies there, 3 little babies. And I'll have the whole video and all that kind of stuff at some point. I'm working on a video that's more broad. It's like a taxonomic overview, like freshwater isopods of North America, but I've just been slacking, honestly. It's just taking me a while to make myself work on it. But anyways, this is going to be one. This is a species native to a lot of places. Found all sorts of, a lot of spring water. And what I like about them is, one, I just think they look kind of unique. They kind of got that land isopod shape to them. They got some really goofy eyes, and their legs they're really strong. Like, these guys can walk out of the water a lot better than the isopods that I've worked with previously. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I'll be able to ship them around to people. The baby's growing fast. So regardless, what was I doing? Let me see. I'll hit you up on Discord. All right. Do that. Right. Sellers report. So anyways. So yeah. 2 bags of isopods went for $20. Yo, these people did not like shrimp. Like, the shrimp went for nothing. Not literally nothing, but in comparison to like other clubs or like what you'd pay retail, I'm not really mad at it, because that's the whole point. You bring stuff mostly just to support the club and to fund your gas for the trip, because it was like 5 hours of driving for me. But okay, so we've got a bag of 10 blue Neocaridina, $16. I did a culture of the orange springtails. That's orange springtails. I always just type like the first. Yeah, these ones. Yeah, they do look exactly like that. All right, so I did like 50 of those. That one for $10. Red root floaters. It was a nice bag, $3. This was surprising. I put like 4 baby, like subadults, reticulated hillstream loaches. That went for $30. I was kind of surprised about that. I honestly thought it would go lower, but they're really cute. And then we got another 20 for the isopods and another 25 for the isopods. So basically what I sell them at already. A lot of ACLC people already have done shrimp for bad points, so they don't want more shrimp. Yeah, that makes sense. Some clubs like PVAS has a decent amount of breeders, but like ACM, like there's a limited amount of people that are bringing shrimp. Let me see how many shrimp were in the last ACM auction. Let's see. One thing I do like about this auction platform is you can actually go back and like, oh, what was in here? Let's do shrimp. 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 Where's the shrimp? Neo Caridina, anyone? Shrimp? Anyone? Okay, shrimp log. Okay, we got one BAP of shrimp. That was Aaron's. That was a bag of red shrimp. Going with the Latin name. Like, oh, sorry, the taxonomic name. Like I said, say here we got Blue Dream shrimp, $22. That's 2 lots. It's only 2 lots of shrimp in that last auction. So, yeah, people don't bring a lot of shrimp to ACM. Or at least not at last meeting. Okay, but later on the bags did like we got 16 for one bag, 20 for one bag, $6 for the next 2 bags of red root floaters, $1 for the midget to Mystery's Dale, $2 for midget to Mystery's Dale. Yo, I got rid of my giant brine shrimp direct can I bought for $50. Sold that for 10. Man, that hurt. One of John's hang on planters for growing stuff out of your tank. I put that in just to see. A little kid bid on it, so no one wanted to bid against the little kid. It was brutal, but so yeah, that's my sellers report. Just thought that was kind of interesting. So in total, sold $299 worth of stuff, and then I should be getting or have gotten 30% of that. So what am I doing with that 30%? 30% of, well, also I spent money in the auction, so you gotta subtract that. No, that doesn't seem right. The club gets 30%. I get 70%. I was like, 70% of... Okay. Yeah, gas. So you subtract my gas, my other costs. But what this comes down to basically is the last stream we did order, what can I spend like $100 on, $100 budget. Now, I ordered the crystal shrimp. They haven't gotten here yet because we did it like right before the weekend, so nothing shipped out. The Gabuins had sold out, but now I see they're here, so I'm going to order these. I'll order these right now, but I'm not going to show you guys because I got to put in my payment information. I was going to say your math ain't going to math at 30%. Yeah, hold up. Hold up. Man, wait, a bunch of killifish drop. What? Anything that I want. Well, I gotta order this Gabuins pair. I gotta get back into the game. It's a beautiful killifish. I ordered the crystal shrimp. Those are on the way. What the hell? Why is it? There's an A. Fulgens pair, and the buy now price is $25. That seems really low. 1 second, I gotta send that to my killifish people. That seems like a low price for Fulgens pair to be buy now, but sheesh. I'm gonna have to put that in the killifish group chat. Cool fish though. Okay, but I do want to buy the crabs. I think from Aquahana, I do. So I'm thinking about it. Basically, it's either that, the Amazon fish. No, I'm not ordering the fish off Amazon. You just bought them? Like just now? Cause that'd be so grimy, bro. They're still here. Maybe he has more than one up. I don't know. That'd be funny though. Yo, no, I mean, look, you get benefits from watching my stream, bro. I'm a degenerate. I look at this stuff all the time. You get the latest information with no other work. Passively listen to it. This Blue Blade guy, he's been picking up a lot of buy nows that are pretty decent for killifish. I'm just not really into the different Gardner eye, the Nigerianus or whatever. And there's some annuals up too, but not the ones that I want. Isn't it just crazy? That's how it always happens. Now Maurice always has the bangers, but he always does these like 7-day auctions and just kills me. But the intermittents, Funnel Pan Check intermittents is a solid one. Definitely, I've seen that one, and Aaron has them. They're very pretty. I'm really interested in these ones. The Sealist, however you say it. The Profor, these ones, I'm into those. But that's besides the point. I'm getting distracted. Another one that actually seemed like a low buy now was this Aphysimian Herzogi. This looks like a cool fish, bro. Like, what the heck? Is it $25 for this pair? Look at all that yellow. I don't know, man. That one was tempting me. But I gotta get the Gabuins. That's what I'll be getting. But there's some stuff on there. But then I was gonna get the crabs maybe from Aquahuna. I wish I could ask them if they had all males or not. I probably could. They have great customer service. Discount code in my no, but I might just risk it. And like order like 5 and then some like clown killifish or something. Cause I just want crabs, bro. Maybe I could do the crabs with the wild betta and a 20 long and then have a land section. That would be nice, right? That'd be totally nice. What else? What's been going on in Fish World? What is there to talk about? Has there been any drama? No drama. Someone needs to start more drama, bro. Jorge. Let me see. I gotta see what Jorge's been up to. Real quick. What I put in the title? Seller report, footage review. I guess there's more footage I could review for sure. Oh, you messaged me, add me to the other Discord, please. I meant to put this link in the freaking chat. Hey, March 2020 from Reddit. A couple fish. Okay, in the Discord, a couple fish posted photos of the ice spots they bought from Conrad all the way in 2020. That's pretty dope. I'm going to send the invite link in the chat. In 1 second. I meant to put it in the description of the video. I'm just laughing at how I keep saying chat. I don't know. ISO review. Okay, let me get those photos on the screen that you posted. But there's the Discord link for those who aren't cool enough to be in there. Yeah. So here we go. Yep, these are definitely Conrads. Look at that. They're very wide. They're very big isopods. And look, even that one's got some darkness to it. And yeah, it's funny. They're like bigger versions of the ones I have and wider. And they also do get some of that gold speckledine. In theory, I should still have mine, but they're just hidden away because they've been with fish for a while now. Oh, you got a microscope photo of a baby in here? Hold up. Look at that. Nah, that's cute. That's cute. Come on. Come on, that's pretty cute. What happened to No Drama April? When did I say No Drama April? I said it's Content April. Last time I checked, Jorge became a shill for aquatic provisions. No, I'm joking. Latest. He's been on a content tear though, bro. This one's still a banger. Is there a double standard in the hobby? This one is still a banger, bro. I can't believe we came up and debated about this live.
Yeah.
Look at it. You could tell I'm like, finally the drama. I'm here. Anyways. Another attempt to create gelatin-based foods.
When it come back to life.
Bro, what in the world? This mad scientist.
I mean, I've been putting it in the aquarium, but
Look how pretty his tanks are, bro. Look at this.
but it's, you know, not what I really wanted.
I need a garage.
I'm still gonna cut it up. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna put some pieces in there over the top.
Wow. They're eating it. He's made duckweed yummy.
And create my own.
I'm trying to just look at the tanks.
I'm gonna do, and then
The top of his tanks look like mine, but the inside just looks so much better than my tanks do.
and I'll talk a little bit more about why
Look at that.
The last time failed. So let me turn the camera around and show you what it.
Oh, you think we don't see the subtle aquatic provisions promo in the background? He's compromised. He's compromised. No! Fluffy, don't eat that. No. Louis got an acrylic. Man, look at those. Jorge's so funny because he'll act so humble. He's like, yeah, you know, I just bred like 10 billion angelfish by accident. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, what? You're a liar. He also did a tour of the Aquatic Provisions, which is a food company, by the way, shop. And I just feel like,
You've been working this project.
well, one, Jorge's one of the people I actually watch, so that's why I was like, oh, what's going on? That's why I went to him. But underrated channel, man.
This one,
which is like
Not many fish tubers actually leave the house, touch grass.
worst idea ever, but I
mean,
just
look at
wanted
me.
to see if I could do it. So I'm really gassing it a lot with CO2 and
But like, he's actually going out there, finding these random brands, going to their shops. I do like the wall of products. You gotta have that. But what I like even more, he had a wall of like competitors' products too, which I thought was kind of cool. All right. Oh man, this is just like the YouTube incognito homepage. That's what this looks like. I've never seen strength like this before. Jesus. Whoa! I just mowed grass. I'm talking about fish tubers, not people that are on the old McDonald. You're over there, EIEIO. You got a cow here. You got a goat here. Monster fish there. I'm not talking about you, man. You have to touch grass. You're probably baling hay. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if there's any footage I can show you guys of anything cool that I've filmed. Probably not. But I've just mostly been trying to finish videos. And most recently I was working on the peacock gudgeon video. So, getting a lot of peacock gudgeon footage. I was working on the voiceover for it too. So basically what's left is I need to... there's a little bit more footage I need to get. Cause I think I only have like a half hour of footage of the peacock gudgeons. I probably need an hour to get all the stuff that I need. And then I did like a first read voiceover. And I need to film my talking head, like me, like the camera pointed at me talking. I think that's the only thing left. You guys want to hear me talk? you're looking for a beautiful nanofish with cichlid-like behavior, but something that's a little bit different. Something that maybe you could keep successfully with shrimp. It may sound too good to be true, but this community
is. No, I'm
fish is
joking.
real. And in my opinion, it's the peacock gudgeon.
So it's like my first read, so I can edit stuff together, and then maybe I'll do better ones later. But it's gonna be a fun video. Like I got some good factoids in there about the peacock gudgeon, and I think the footage is nice so far. They are a pretty fish. I'm trying to go to where all my, because I had some footage of the fry. I got so many peacock gudgeon fry right now. I really need to move them around some. No cows yet. No, we get that from our neighbor. Not enough land to bail. Oh yeah, here's some of the fry. Yeah, there we go. In focus, baby. I can always tell the peacock gudgeon fry, they have a distinct look after a pretty young age, but also like just how fried swim usually is enough for me to tell which ones they are. The peacock gudgeons are just very specifically darty. I need to brighten this probably. Not bad though. Not bad. Wait, let me see what I'm saying. Pair is pretty straightforward. The sexual dimorphism for these guys is generally the females have a black outline on their bottom fins that the males do not. Okay. Good fact. Now this is a pretty remote area, and oh yeah, I talk about where they're originally collected. Were botanists and mammalogists that did work finding some fish, some cool little fishes like the peacock gudgeons in Papua New Guinea. The full taxonomic name of the peacock gudgeon is Tatardina osilicata. My understanding is that the second part of that name. Okay. Anyways, I actually need to edit this video. I haven't put it's just random footage in place. I haven't put anything where it's supposed to be yet. I need to film more. Now you got me down the aquabid killie rabbit hole. Diapatron looked pretty awesome. Yeah, the ones I have a pair of Aphyosemion Georgiae, which are I think a Fulgens, or they were a Diapatron. They're just kind of mean fish. That's kind of what's been my issue with them. Is they're real small, but they're like mean, and I just haven't had luck making more of them. I don't really get many eggs, and it hasn't really worked out. Yo, what the heck? Why is the top Google result of this fish my Reddit post? But yeah, there you go. There's a photo of the exact fish I have. Diapatron fulgens. Yeah. This is going to be pretty similar. Yeah. Pretty cool. And yeah, they all say that it's not. Well, 10 to 14 days is not a long incubation period for Pete. It's not too bad. But yeah, they're a harder one to breed, is what is said. But very pretty, and usually go for a decent amount in places. What the hell kind of... Yo. What's the aquabid I just realized that this whole time I wasn't showing what I was looking at, so now I gotta go back in time. So yeah, this is the Fulgens. And you see here, yeah, it says, not easy species to breed, use of peat fiber is useful, can take it out. That's not too long. Look at this guy trying to sell a pair of them for $300. Okay, they are more expensive, but this is crazy. And one person's already bought it. Wow. I mean, they're a little bit harder to find. And then this is the photo that I had posted on Reddit that came up in my Google search. And you can see that's the male over there. Fins aren't displayed all the way out crazy or anything, but you can still see the potential of the color. Got a lot of purples, oranges, and deep maroons. And they're very small. But yo, what in the world? Aquabid's advertising is crazy. I'm a virgin t-shirts. Got a wet t-shirt contest over here, bro. What in the world? The number one obvious signs that someone is unfaithful. That's a good question. I should click and find out. They buy a fish tank.
Someone out there just said that. That's the first sign. As soon as he got that fish tank, everything went to shit. Who did you meet at the meeting? Is that why everyone always goes to the fish meetings with their spouses? Like, fish keepers just have such a bad reputation for being faithful. Number one sign they aren't cheating, they go to fish clubs. I don't know. It could be the opposite. You know how like cruises, which I didn't know until I went on a cruise, but they're like, you know, swingers love going on cruises and all sorts of like secret culture things, like stuff people put on the doors, like way beyond like pineapple and stuff. I'll be honest, when I went to the Clash, I was like, I could see a bunch of old swingers loving this event. It's held in a hotel. I was like, a bunch of old fish keepers. I can see it going down. So yeah, take your significant other to all fish events. My opinion. These guys, you can't trust them. That's what I think. Why don't you have ad blocker? You can enable it in settings. Maybe I want a new chapter in Roswell. Yeah. I mean, I laugh, but like these things are like, they're more common than I think some people realize. My better half comes to the events. That's the right way to do it. Why don't you have ad blocker? I'm in incognito. I don't have my extensions in here. But yeah, the aquabed killie space fish. A new chapter in Roswell. Let's see what eggs are. Ah, no, I clicked chat online with experts. Experts in what? When I go to Europe again one day, I want to buy some killifish eggs and bring them back. And some actual Acellus aquaticus also. But a bunch of killifish eggs were just posted. Let's see what we got. Aphysemian Ishirchi. Yeah, sure. Bro, these people do, some of these dudes, like, they just think that they don't need to put a picture. You can look it up to see what it's like. Sometimes they will put in the description, yeah, no picture available, but look it up. I'm like, no, bro, that's not how this works. Yo, Pooty Bird, why you retracting things? What the hell? What did you say? Yo, someone needed to watch them. Talking shit. Aphysemian stratum. I'm still growing out. I think I bought eggs from this exact person. I'm still growing out the Epiplates lamati. Aphysemian RMG. 18 eggs from Kentucky. What do these guys look like? It's like another yellow. I need Lonnie to tell me what it seems like all the ones that end in like the REUM, like a lot of them are like yellowy. That's got to be something. Ooh, Aphanius farsicus Lake Marlu. I actually just got Aphanius Minto the other day. These guys. I need to spend more time watching them, but they basically, to me, look like Ellisoma gilberti that have taken steroids and done cocaine. They're very active. They're very active. But you see the resemblance, Ellisoma gilberti. Like, they both kind of have the black with the blue thing going on. So I'm excited about them. I still am figuring out how I want to go about breeding them intentionally, but I've just put them in a 10-gallon that's pretty planted. There's no punctuation to change the sentence, so okay, you're getting in trouble. I just got Lacarte Bosmani. Oh, it's like a specific strain. Nice. Look at that. Sydney's Angels. What in the... When you look up these less common fish, you'll run across like people you never heard of, like aquatic isopods. My goodness, I forgot how to breathe for a second. A cool little store. But okay, images. Yeah, it's a nice rainbow fish. Never underestimate the power of a comma. True. Very true. But yeah, Phineas Minto, got those. We got these Astrals. I do think these Astrals with the kind of like blue and chocolatey are interesting, but I gotta work with the ones I got. I got the Northos. I got more Northos. More Northos. More Northos. More Northos. Ah, for Catapus. You have my attention. Love for Catapus. Is this that guy from Hawaii? Yeah, there's this guy in Hawaii. He's been posting some cool stuff. Procatopus eggs. And some other cool killifish. What does he have right now? Yeah, Epiplates, Guyanese, Ephisemian Conganese. He had some other stuff too, but yeah. Cool vendor. These are one that I've definitely been interested in. The Celeste Moana. It just looks like a marker. Marker blue on there. Yeah. I don't know, maybe the crabs, maybe I won't order the crabs, but now that my Gabawins is back, I need to order those, so I will be ordering the Gabawins tonight. And when the Crystal Reds come in, I'll definitely get some footage of them for a stream. Those are cool. I'm going to guess which ones you're talking about. I'm going to guess it was the marker blue killifish. Am I right? This is one of the ones. Pair, Rivalus species, Colombia. So, like, you're putting in an undescribed species on here. Describing it's very colorful and prolific. There's zero way for me to look up what it looks like. Like, you're not providing a picture. Yes. Well, if you want them, they're up for bid right now. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is the time to buy killifish because these people, like, they stop once it gets colder again or once it gets too hot again. So it's like the perfect time. And a lot of these people, they've been breeding killifish for a while, so they're like seasonal how they sell them anyway because it's part of the routine. But let me go through the buy nows real quick because not everyone has time to stake out the auctions. Maurice has like a bunch of cool stuff though. If you do want to do that, is there Ogwins? I feel like that's one that people are always wanting to get. Yeah, Jim. Got the Ogwins. Okay, Fundula Panchex, Grisensey. Pretty crazy looking. You got the yellow in the front with the red, blue striping, and the back we kind of got that Elosoma Aphanius. Dark background, bright blue spots. I wonder why that's like a reoccurring theme with these things. And he doesn't have a good picture of the Gabawins, but you'll be seeing footage of the Gabawins when I get them going again, like I will. Man, maybe I will set up that 20 high. I didn't want to. I don't want to set up another tank, bro. I'm so lazy. But I need to. I need the space. I'm not really into the Conganese is cool. Ah, no. Not when I have all these other options. Northos. No picture. Yeah. Aphysemium ocellatum. I like that. Bright blue with yellow. I've just been struggling so much with the Amietti. But my last pair, they both just blew up out of nowhere. I don't know what it is with them. I was reading some old killifish like stuff, and there are some killifish that are more prone to just getting dropsy. So it's like not unique to me. Like I found documentation of people having that issue with some killifish, but I've not figured out what is causing it. I really have not. But that's like the main killifish I've had that issue with. So just random anecdote. I feel like this is not a good picture of Aphysemian Aguins. Aphysemian Aguins. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, bro. This is one that I do want to keep. I mean, look at that. Just straight red and blue. Solid. The blue one you liked way back when? I think that was Aphysemium. I mean, let me just go to Aquabin. I'll find it. I'll find it. Was that one of the eggs? Looking for the. It was a C. It was a C. I just don't want to try and spell it in Google, and I'll just look ridiculous because I know I can't. I can't do it. No, it wasn't an egg. It was up here. Let's see. This was this one. A Coleste Manana. I'll put the link in the chat. Unless it was a different blue one. Then you're on your own, kid. I'm so funny. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What's Wet Spot gotten? Is there anything new? No, I've already looked at all these. Now on stream. I told you guys I'm a degenerate. I need to get my next round of Scarlet Bat spawning. I have a good group going. I think I've got like 18. So I think I got my 2 original pairs, and I think I got about 18 in total with all the fry I've been raising up. And I think they should be old enough to like start getting to business soon. So I'm gonna move them around and feed them more heavily and see if I can get a colony of Scarlet Baddis going a little stronger. Okay, Wet Spot. I mean, shit. That's all I really got. I don't got anything else I need to look at. I already know what I need to buy. My Gabba wins. I was thinking of doing a food test, though. So I might use the money from the auction for that instead of more live stuff. You guys see Aquarium Co-op put out a new size for the Magic Small Fish Feed, 16 ounces. They probably should update the stock photo to make it look bigger. I can't tell if that says 16 ounces in the stock photo. Yeah. Wait, hey, Aquarium Co-op. The stock photo, at least for me, isn't changing. It still says 4 ounces. Probably if I'm... Okay, here we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. We did it. Third slide. The comparison photo. 1 second. I need to zoom in so I can see the value. Well, it does look pretty hideous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Steve said you being relabeled Golden Pearl. Hey, there'll be no Aquarium Co-op slander in my chat, bro. Steve's just a hater. Oh my goodness. We know you just went on tour with Dan's Fish through all these fish rooms. Next talk, I'm gonna tell Dan to tell on you. Oh, I will say, Dan in person seems like a very nice guy, but he's tall. Now, I'm also short, so a lot of people are taller than me. But Dan, like, I was like, I didn't think he actually seemed tall to me on stream. I'm not even gonna lie. But he's like a big guy. I want to mess with him. I really want it, bro. He lifts water all day. Jesse says, you missed my room, Steve. Wow. You did a tour of fish rooms and you didn't stop by to see the 2,500 gallon indoor pond. You're leading Dan astray. I'm curious if Dan made it to any, if he made it to a good amount of fish stores to look at or not. I know he went to Fish and Friends. I kind of wonder if he managed to make it anymore. I don't know where he was at, but I did see he went to Small World's fish room. I didn't see what the other one was. I didn't recognize the gentleman. But all the pictures of the fish rooms look immaculate. I'm like, damn, bro, I live in a pigsty. It's crazy. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, new magic small fish feed, MSFF, 16 ounces. So the 4 ounce is $11.99. So let's say $12. The 16 ounce is $45. So, okay, 16 divided by 4. Okay, 4 times 12. That can't be right. Yeah. Okay, so you save $3 instead of buying 3 4-ounce Magic Small Fish Feed. You can buy one 16 ounce and save $3. And the best part is, off one purchase, you're already like almost half, or maybe a little over half, to free shipping, which is $75. I know they went to that fish place. He only made it to Fish and Friends in that fish place. That's a shame. I wish they had come down here in the House of Tropicals, London Town. I guess the DC, like Capital Exact's probably too far. But I just feel like there's a lot of cool fish stores in the area. At least different than when he doesn't live in a place with a lot of fish stores, does he? So I feel like take the chance while you have it. But yeah, okay. So you can buy a 16 ounce, save $3. I do want to do a food test of the Magic Small Fish Feed and some other products that are similar, like the Aquatic Foods and Black Worm Krill Feed. That looks pretty similar. No, not that. So honestly, I'm leaning towards doing a food test. It actually sounds more fun than ordering more fish. I'm not going to lie. I have enough stuff I'm working on breeding that I just need to focus. So the one to test it against, you can get a pound of this krill meal. This alternative Magic Fish Feed. It looks quite similar for $32. Yeah, they do. Anyways, besides the point. And you can get this 16 ounce for $45. Now, this stock may be pre-tariff, so like that's another thing, is the tariffs got to be hurting these aquarium co-op prices. Now, they don't get everything from China, but like I feel like all the shit people know them for, they do get from China. Because like they got like the Ziz stuff and stuff from Korea and all these other places, but the sponge filters, that's got to be China, right? Where they at? Well, anyways, as soon as these people run out of stock, I'm sure their price will go up. Scotty isn't driving south. It's like against his religion or something. He'd rather drive 2 hours north than 45 minutes south. What the hell? I'm gonna shoot myself for saying that. I am north. We're south, 40 minutes away from the meeting. Scotty just doesn't like you, Jesse. That's what I'm getting. He doesn't want to, or either that, or he's afraid that you're a fish that are too big, that you might push him in, and the fish will eat him. I have one of the sponge filter boxes here, and yes, made in China. Okay, there you go, jacket. I'm curious about the weighted air stones, but not that curious. Like the no clog Looks like sponge filter price. But if you listen to the In the Moan podcast, which is paywalled, you have to be a member to Aquarium Co-op. I'll probably buy a membership because I'll do order stuff for food testing. I do want to do actual food review videos at some point. I was supposed to already, but then I used all the food. But now I have more data. I'll order some. I'll do a comparison between a bunch of people. Of course, Aquarium Co-op will be one of them. And I'll probably buy a membership there. Anyways, in that podcast, he talks a lot about the tariffs and how they affect prices. So it is interesting if you're into that kind of stuff. Like the brine shrimp, it did go up in price, I believe. A decent amount. I don't remember what it was before. I just remember that it did go up. So I'm still rocking with the beanie eggs. Now, if you remember my stream, I said that I went through all the effort to find out their supplier of brine shrimp eggs or whatever because of my friend who's obsessed with brine shrimp eggs. This is breaking news. He now has compared, and I'm going to take responsibility for Beanie brine shrimp eggs for constantly selling out. I'm going to say, 100 people watch my live stream, and clearly they're responsible for this increase in demand because all their larger sizes are gone. And not me, us, the Isopod agenda, this community of degenerates here. Well, anyways, my friend who started it all has now compared the Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs against these eggs directly. Do you want to bet on the results? Okay. Do you think there was a difference? And if so, how much of a difference? You don't gotta type in the chat. Just think to yourself. Play a game against yourself. I'm gonna read the exact quote. He said, "The Co-op eggs look even better than the Beanie eggs, but not by much." I said, "Must be the frozen containers. What's the percent improvement?" He said, "Like 5. ... So there you go. This fella spent like 3 weeks straight obsessively testing brine shrimp, trying to find one to replace the hole that Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs left in his heart. And now that he's found something to fill that hole, he got the real thing, and the improvement was 5%. And he said that it was not worth it, especially not with $5 plus shipping. It was not $5 plus shipping better. He said noticeably better by 5%, a few specks, a few less unhatched eggs, but the price difference not worth it. Now, the Beanie eggs, they're not in stock. They probably won't come back. So I think Corey wins this one regardless, but it's just interesting. Every now and then they restock, and if they're cheaper, that's what I'm going to buy. I'm kind of got enough. My Daphnia culture is doing well enough that I don't quite need the baby brine. So I'm hoping I can hold out a little bit longer. I'm 40 minutes away, and that's how it's looking. No, I think maybe Scotty does like you. I think the fish theory is possible. Like, you got some big fish. It's intimidating. I'd be scared. I could bite my arm off or something. Corey probably bought the Amazon eggs. That's why he has them in stock. No. They got the container a while ago. Although if you go back in time, there was an Aquarium Co-op forum post where someone noted that the price of the Beanie eggs changed on the exact same time that they Aquarium Co-op launched their eggs. So I assume that whatever supplier, they're pretty coordinated with them. And Jesse, you have a fish bigger than Scotty? That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a hazard. I mean, that's something I got to consider when I go there. I feel like I might have to keep a razor in my throat or something. So if I get swallowed, I can, cut myself out. All I'm hearing is you need a bigger Daphnia colony. Exactly. You guys should see. I have a Daphnia colony with a bunch of fry growing out. It is pretty It's a pretty chaotic and fun environment. We could feed them to that pond. Well, honestly, if food prices are getting bad enough, we might have to look at kind of alternative foods. Like, next time you go to your local fish club meeting, like, I don't know. Something to consider. Times are tough. Oh, my God. I want to compare them with the Blackfoot thing. Extreme. So their floating community pellet, the corn cob floating community pellet, I don't really like it. One, it's too big. Like most of the stuff that would that would benefit from the floating pellet, their mouths are small, and it seems like the pellet's just a little too hard for them to kind of chew up and spit out and eat again effectively. So I do want to compare, and the magic feed and the community pellet, like they're floating kind of traits. They degrade very quickly after you open it, at least in my experience. So I need to buy more containers to get a bigger sample size, but like also from people I've talked to, they don't really maintain that floatability for very long. And even what they do from when they're fresh and you first open them, it's just like it's not enough. So Extreme Foods, I want to kind of try their nano pellet. Extreme, your website is so frustrating. Like, I just want to be able to click on each of these products and go to a page about it, and it's impossible. I hate you guys for it. I really do. I think I could live for a day or two on the guppies my nephew keeps overbreeding. Oh man, eating guppies just sounds so gross, bro. Like, that's so gross. I don't even want to think about it any longer. Yeah, because what size is this? 0.5 mm. So you can get a 20 ounce of extreme nano pellets for $51. I kind of want to. I'm not gonna lie, I like that food. Or you can get the community. Okay, let's just do an on paper comparison of the extreme nano pellets. Now this is a sinking pellet. Do they have a floating pellet? I don't really need a floating pellet, so like whatever. But sinking extreme floating nano pellet. Do they even have one? It doesn't look like they have. Well, regardless, I just want to compare them anyways. You know what's interesting is that the community pellets, you get 16 ounce community pellet for $36, whereas the magic feed 16 ounce. And again, this could just be tariff stuff, like one got in before the tariffs versus the other. But the 16 ounce of the magic feed is $45. And the EC community floating pellets is $36. So, and they're very similar ingredients. Corey has said himself. Corey has been like really shilling for the community, but like he keeps saying like people need to buy them more. Apparently, they don't really sell that much compared to the magic feed, I guess. But they are more economic. They're $9 cheaper. The nano pellets they're pretty good for me. Again, it was just the wrong size, like for what things eat floating pellets in my tanks, and I had something bigger. I think they'd work well, but a lot of my stuff eat things mid to bottom, and all my stuff they eat stuff off the top, like the rice fish. Well, the rice fish could eat these, but the Procatopus, that's mostly what I'm caring about for floating stuff. I think I could live. Oh, I've been enjoying their nano pellets. My rasboras definitely like them. Nice. Yeah, I could see rasboras eating them up. I need to just start keeping bigger fish, honestly. That would solve a lot of my problems. Like all my small fish that I want to get rid of. Not joking. Have you seen the guys making cooking videos with aquarium fish? He made guppy appetizers, guppy hors d'oeuvres. I have seen that, and I will not be eating Let's see what YouTube recommends to us under tropical fish. So we have AI art, Korea fish store. 5 unusual fish you can actually keep in your aquariums. Okay, let's see how unusual these fish are. Let me go through my advertising. Let's see.
Imagine looking into an aquarium and seeing a fish that camouflages
Oh, we got an accent. Hell yeah, bro.
like a fly fish.
Okay.
Makes it look like
We got a butterfly fish.
a moray eel. Now, when people hear moray eel, they immediately think of
A moray eel. Okay.
that specific species.
And he's got the DJI, the new model, the second.
Fish. This is the one for you. Now, the next fish I want to talk about is the ghost knifefish. Now, I've got a ghost knifefish.
Is a ghost nice fish unusual?
Really is so different compared
I mean, it is unusual in
fish.
a
Now,
look and
kind of
appearance, but I mean,
like a
as far as like
one,
how
make
often
sure
you see
have a
them.
backup plan, or make sure you have a
Okay, lists. I'm trying to avoid making list videos like as long as possible because I feel like 70% of FishTube is like lists. 5 fish that cure cancer. 10 fish that will give you cancer. 7 fish that will kill your dog. This fish will solve your marriage. This fish will cause your divorce. Like, it's just like list after list. Oh, keeping fish simple. I haven't actually looked at his channel in a while. 1 second. Has he done anything? He's been doing like vlog stuff, which is kind of cool. You know who should live stream with like a camera and just walk it? Like, keeping fish simple should live stream, bro.
Cost me over $5,000. 5 of them. Thank you very much. Wow. I might have to breed some of these. They look like little butterflies. Little weird looking Mormon. 100 guppies. They sell well.
This guy just gets it.
Good. They get
I love his
Don't really
videos.
sell that well in my shop, and I'm probably the biggest endorser of natives.
And this is
around,
cool that he's
so
like got
it's
a
kind of a surprise.
like
But
a wholesaler site. He's
I've
blurring
got
all
some cool
the
stuff. Bosmanis.
sensitive information, but like we get to see like his little back portal.
Get for that. It's got a quantity, but when there's only one left,
I guess he's blurring the
chances of
price.
these fish being a real good one's a definite no, so I'm not going to buy that. Rams are they sell well, but they don't come in good. Try 10 of these. I mean, they could be alright. They do need. Is a fun one. Us collecting whiptail eggs. This common whiptail male here is on his 5th or 6th consecutive
What?
batch of eggs, and I've got a lot
See,
of
look at this. This is what I'm talking about.
I need a lot for the store because they're really
He's single-handedly raising the bar
they
on
breed. He'll attract a female. Normally they'll breed after.
on the quality of these kind of
And you
videos.
can see, this is actually 2 spawns of eggs.
I did not realize whiptails bred like this.
Seen that happen. So
It's crazy.
I think the males can breed with 2 or 3 females if he wants to. Today, the bottom one's ready to harvest, so we're gonna be.
Yeah, he's in Australia. He's in
And,
Australia.
um,
But why I like him is like he's a guy that his channel is a lot about breeding. So that's why I like him.
Select out the next. So
I'll be honest, I was like a little bit burnt out this week on fish stuff, but just streaming and watching the video, I'm literally about to turn off stream and go like shine a flashlight in a bunch of tanks.
From Marvel Studios.
Jesus. Oh my god. Alright, what time is it? 12:41. Sheesh. Okay. Any last words, questions, or concerns? Because I probably should go to sleep. But I feel like we did good. I feel like this was fun. Talking some fish stuff. I got some videos coming. Shout out Mr. H. Thank you very much for your order. Glad the isopods are doing well. Yeah, any questions, comments, concerns? You guys good? You good? You chilling? It's late for some of you too. Like some of you I know it's also late for. My cat jumped into an empty tank and scared me. Bro, that would be scary. You do not want that to become a habit. My cat hates water so much. I think that's why she's not too interested in the fish. But what's funny is the isopods. There was a tank on the floor, the isopods, and she likes killing bugs. So I think the isopods trigger the hunting thing. She actually watches them, which, of course, the thing I care about most is what she wants to attack. Steve said I'm good. I got to talk shit about Corey. LOL. What are you gonna do at the Clash, man? What are you gonna do? We should have a celebrity fish trivia boxing match. They don't actually fight. We just put two fish keeper know-it-alls in a fighting like boxing ring and just do trivia questions. Quick. What is the standard size of a blah blah blah? Quick. What region of this ditch in this corner is this fish found from? Kick him in the shins. Oh my gosh, bro. You're gonna play dirty? Well, I mean, a win's a win. Oh my gosh, I've got to figure out what my goals for the Clash are. I wonder if they allow. It would be cool to do an IRL stream. I've never done anything like that before, but people might be sick of hearing me talk by then. Let's be honest. September's a long ways away. I'll shut down the channel by then. Go into hiding. Goodness. Okay. But yeah, look out. New Isopod videos coming soon. Peacock Gudgeon video coming soon. Also, a few other stuff. It's just like when I release the next video, I want the wait between that one and the next one to be shorter. So I'm trying to finish more than one at once. But I can tell people hate me because when everyone needed him most, he vanished. No. Can we look up Google Trends? Google search trends. Does that work where we can look up aquatic isopods? Let me prove a point if it works. I don't know how this thing works though. Past day. Let's do past 5 years. Something went wrong? Bro. Oh, well, I misspelled it. That's probably part of it. Aquatic isopod. No, it's still not working. Let's do Acellus aquaticus. Is it gonna give me error? Yeah, there's no way. 0 until last month? I don't think so. I do not think so. Well, Google has not been tracking this apparently. If it wants to be a fish nerd, that's great. But if it's another sales pitch, I'm good. Well, maybe you guys need to both try to pitch some products. But all right, guys. Appreciate you hanging out. This was a fun, nice late night chill stream. As always. Considering I've searched that about 10 times a day for the last couple of weeks on 90%. Bro, I'm the same. That's how I feel. Like, yeah, this is not accurate at all because I've searched so many iSpots. But yo, Jacket, appreciate you stopping by. Jacket Buttons Arts, it's been really nice. Appreciate you holding it down in the chat. Steve holding it down. Jesse, Branton, of course, a couple of fish, always with the sparkly iSpot spam, representing. I gotta make it worth it. Poo2 Bird stopping by, watch the commas, of course, a couple of fish again. Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants. I'm assuming you're a lurker. You came in just to say hi to Brandon. That's just rude. Where's my hi? It's not going back all the way, but Bob, I remember you stopped by. 186, and you stopped by. My memory's fried after that, I'm gonna be honest. I remember, but I don't remember. Appreciate you guys. All the promises I've already made, you know, we'll see. But I should stream again soon and make some posts. I'm going to film some stuff, so maybe next time I'll try and get some footage of the crystal shrimp. And then if the Gabba wins have come in, I'll try and get some footage of that to show on stream. But beyond that, hope you all have a great night. Get some rest. Take care of your fish, your inverts, and yourself. And have a good night. Tanks out.